Have you ever wondered how to defend yourself against multiple attackers? In a world that's unpredictable, the ability to protect oneself is more than just a skill. It's a necessity. Today, we're tackling the vital topic of self-defense against multiple attackers. We'll be breaking down complex techniques into digestible steps, ensuring that you're not just learning, but truly understanding these life-saving moves. So, are you ready to become your own personal bodyguard? Let's dive in. First things first, understanding the basics of self-defense is crucial. Diving right in, let's begin with the three fundamental principles of self-defense: awareness, avoidance, and action. Each of these principles is not only important individually, but also in how they interact and work together, especially when you're faced with multiple attackers. Starting with awareness, this is your first line of defense. Being aware of your surroundings and the people in it can give you a crucial head start in recognizing potential threats. This isn't about paranoia, but rather a calm and alert state of mind. It's about noticing that group of rowdy individuals at the end of the street, or the person who seems a little too interested in your movements. Awareness gives you the chance to act before a situation escalates. Next, we have avoidance. This is all about making smart choices to prevent confrontation. If you've spotted a potential threat, change your route or enter a busy store if you can. The idea is to put distance and obstacles between you and the threat. Avoidance also applies to de-escalating tense situations with calm words and non-threatening body language. Remember, the goal in self-defense is not to win a fight, but to avoid it altogether. However, sometimes, despite your best efforts, you can't avoid a fight. That's where the third principle, action, comes into play. Action in self-defense involves a combination of defensive techniques and strategic movements, which we'll delve deeper into in the next scenes. In the context of multiple attackers, action might mean focusing on the most immediate threat, using your attackers against each other, or finding an escape route. It's about making quick, decisive moves to protect yourself and get out of the situation. To sum up, awareness helps you spot potential threats, avoidance helps you stay clear of them, and action is your last resort when confrontation is inevitable. These principles are your guide when dealing with any self-defense situation, including multiple attackers. Remember, the best fight is the one avoided. But if you can't avoid it, you need to know how to handle it. Now that you understand the basics, let's talk about positioning and movement. In any self-defense situation, especially against multiple attackers, positioning is crucial. The key is to position yourself in such a way that keeps as many adversaries as possible within your field of vision. This way, you can see what they're doing, anticipate their moves, and respond accordingly. Imagine you're a general on a battlefield. You'd want to keep an eye on as many enemy troops as you can, right? So how do you do this? It's all about movement. You want to be agile, fluid, and unpredictable. The last thing you want is to be stuck in one spot, making you an easy target. Instead, you need to be like a boxer in the ring, constantly moving, ducking, and weaving. One of the fundamental movements is sidestepping. It's as simple as it sounds, but it's incredibly effective. Sidestepping can quickly shift your position relative to your attackers, keeping them in front of you and off balance. But remember, sidestepping isn't just about moving to the side. It's also about assessing the situation, figuring out where your next move should be, and then executing it quickly and confidently. Another important movement technique is circling. Circling allows you to maneuver around your attackers, forcing them to turn and adjust to keep up with you. This can create openings for you to escape or counterattack. But be careful. Circling requires you to be aware of your surroundings to avoid tripping or backing into a corner. Both sidestepping and circling require practice to become second nature. But once you have these movement techniques down, you'll find that they can dramatically improve your ability to handle multiple attackers. Remember, in a self-defense situation, you're not just fighting your attackers. You're also fighting for control of the space around you. By understanding and mastering positioning and movement, you can dictate the terms of the encounter, forcing your attackers to react to you rather than the other way around. Mastering positioning and movement can help you keep control of the situation. Let's move on to some defensive techniques that could save your life. We're going to focus on two simple yet incredibly effective moves: the palm heel strike and the knee kick. These aren't intended to make you a fighting champion. They're designed to create an opening, a split second of opportunity for you to get away from a dangerous situation. The palm heel strike is a versatile move that can be used against an attacker approaching from the front or side. You'll be using the heel of your palm, hence the name, to strike the opponent's face. This is a natural movement, like telling someone to stop, but with a lot more force. Remember to keep your fingers curled back to prevent injury. Now let's talk about the knee kick. This is an excellent close-quarters defensive move. You're essentially using the strongest part of your body, your knee, against one of the most vulnerable parts of your attacker's body. To execute this move, you'll want to grab hold of your attacker, pull them towards you, and thrust your knee upwards. This can be particularly effective against the stomach or groin area. It's important to note that these moves are not about causing harm. They're about creating a chance for escape. The goal is not to win a fight, but to survive. Every situation is different, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. The key is to stay calm, be aware of your surroundings, and use these techniques when you believe it's absolutely necessary. These defensive techniques are not just moves, they're life-saving tools. They're the difference between becoming a victim and taking control of your own safety. But like any powerful tool, they need to be used responsibly. Remember, your first and best line of defense is always to avoid conflict whenever possible. But when that's not an option, knowing how to defend yourself can make all the difference. These techniques are your tools. Use them wisely and only when necessary. The ultimate goal in any dangerous situation is to escape. So how do we do that? The answer lies in the art of disengagement. It's not about defeating your attackers. It's about creating an opportunity to slip away safely. And there are a few clever strategies to help you do just that. First, consider creating a distraction. This could be anything from throwing an object, shouting loudly, or even setting off a car alarm. The aim is to divert your attacker's attention, even for just a second. That split second could be the difference between a safe escape and a dangerous encounter. Next, exploit any openings that present themselves. This might sound like a tall order in the heat of the moment, but let's break it down. An opening could be a momentary lapse in your attacker's focus, a misstep, or even a slight hesitation. Use these instances to your advantage. They can provide the perfect moment for you to break away. Now, once you've created a distraction or found an opening, it's time to make your move. And by move, I mean run. Run like the wind. But don't just run aimlessly. Your destination matters too. Look for populated areas or safe places where you can find help or blend into a crowd. Remember, you're not trying to be a hero. You're trying to survive. The more distance you can put between yourself and your attackers, the better. And don't feel obliged to look back. Keep your focus forward and keep moving. In some situations, you might find yourself trapped with no clear path to escape. In these instances, use your defensive techniques to create an opening. A well-placed strike could buy you the time you need to escape. But above all, stay calm. Panic can cloud your judgment and slow your reaction time. Stay focused, stay alert, and trust your instincts. They're your best guide in a situation like this. Your safety is the priority. Remember, escaping is winning. So, what have we learned today? We've journeyed through the essentials of self-defense, highlighting the importance of understanding the basics. We've recognized that the foundation of any self-defense technique lies in the strength of your stance, the speed of your reflexes, and the power of your determination. In our exploration of positioning and movement, we learned that it's not always about brute force. Rather, it's about how you maneuver yourself in a potentially threatening situation. It's about maintaining control, ensuring your back is never exposed, and keeping all potential threats within your sight. Then we dove into defensive techniques, reminding ourselves that the goal isn't to win a fight, but to protect ourselves. We've discussed various strategies like using your elbows and knees effectively, how to block attacks, and the importance of targeting vulnerable areas. And finally, we discussed the art of escaping the situation. We emphasized that the ultimate goal of self-defense is to create an opportunity for escape. It's about creating distance, identifying exit points, and seizing the moment to get away safely. Our journey through the world of self-defense against multiple attackers has been enlightening, but the journey doesn't end here. It's a continuous process of learning, practicing, and refining. Master these techniques, stay aware, and remember, your safety comes first. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.